Hello everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to my baby Falkor tutorial, or small version of Falkor from the NeverEnding story. You can check out my channel for a larger 2-loom version of Falkor. Here he is. Roar! But today we are doing the single loom, easier version of Falkor. So this video is dedicated to Loombicious. Yay! Nancy from Loombicious. You can check out her channel in the description. She does a bunch of animal bracelets and pencil toppers and other cool things. She does use my techniques, but always gives me credit for them, and I appreciate that so much, Nancy, because a lot of people don't give me credit for the techniques, but I'm finding that more and more people are, which I really appreciate. We designers really appreciate when people give us credit like that. So yeah, check out her channel in the description. As far as the band count for this project, you will need to look at the description in this video, because I'm not 100% sure exactly what the band count is until after I upload the video, because I tend to change a few things around from my template that I design usually when I film. So just check out the description for the band count. The clear bands in the body are optional. We don't have to put them in, but you do need some clear bands for the toenails, or you can obviously use a different color if you want to. Alright, so let's begin. You only need one loom, yay. And I always recommend Rainbow Loom brand bands, and also the metal hook from Rainbow Loom is very handy as well. Alright, so let me just adjust my screen here. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, so let's get started here. I'm going to begin with the ears. So I'm taking white bands. Okay, I'm taking 2 white bands at a time. There are people and dogs walking around upstairs. That's what that creaking noise is. I told them I was filming, but I guess they, whatever. Alright, so here I grabbed a white band and I capped this off by wrapping it around, creating 4 loops on the peg. And now I'm taking 2 bands at a time and just making my horizontal triangle bands like that. Now you will need to make 2 of these ears, so if you want to make the second one down here, you can do that now, or you can wait till after. But you do need to make 2. Oh, also we need to double loop a white band and put it across these 2. And double loop another one and put it across these 2. Alright, so we're going to dig down under the capping band, grabbing the top 2 bands, looping them over. Then I can dig down here and grab these 2, loop them up. Loop these up. So you should understand basic looming if you're doing this, obviously. Grab the next 2 in line, loop them diagonally. Loop up here, loop up here. Loop up here, loop up here. Loop diagonally here and here. Okay, now I'm going to dig all the way down and loop up these 2 and these 2. Loop up these 2 and these 2. Okay, you're going to take 2 bands of any color, it doesn't matter, because we'll be taking them off, and we're going to tie slip knots at the 2 loose ends here. So I'm just tying slip knots. Okay, and then I'm going to lift off the ear. Okay. So we have an ear. Oh, if you've made your second one, you have 2 little ears. Okay. Now we're going to work on the on the head. We're going to start with the forehead. So I'm going to take a double looped white band. We're going to continue double looping our white bands. Okay, we're going to make our eye now, so grab your eye color. I'm using this skin tone brown for mine. Doesn't matter what color. His eyes are brown though. So I'm going to wrap it around my hook, creating 4 loops on the hook with it. Then I'm taking a black band, wrapping that around 4 times. Then I'm taking 2 of those brown bands and bringing them over onto the other side of the black. So it looks like this. It's twisted in the back, but the front looks nice, right? And I'm going to take 2 white bands and pull them onto the white. Okay, so I pulled it on in order onto that white band, those white bands. Let's place the ends of the white bands here and here. And we're going to twist the eye so the good part of the eye is facing that way. So it's facing outward, the good part of the eye. All right, let's make the other eye. So take another brown, wrap it around, creating 4 loops. Take a black, wrap that around, creating 4 loops. Bring 2 loops onto the other side. Okay, take 2 white bands. Pull the bands on. Place the loose ends here and here. Turn the eye so the good part is facing outward. I'm going to cap off here with a single white by wrapping it around, creating 4 loops on the peg. And now I'm going to be double looping my white. There. And there. And there. Okay. So, now I'm going to take this ear, or any ear really, doesn't matter, they're both the same. We're going to connect the 2 loose ends to these 2 pegs. Okay, we'll start with this side. So I'm going to go through these loops here, wrap them around this peg, and the next ones wrap around this peg. Now this is going to give the impression that his ears are out and he's flying. Okay. If you want them to be facing down more, then you'll have to kind of place them under these bands. But I think he'll look cute since he's a puppy if they are... Actually, he's not a puppy, he's a dragon. Believe it or not, he's not a dog. But I think they're cute if they're facing outward because he's a baby. Falkor is not a dog. Falkor is a luck dragon. Alright, so once that's been done, now I'm going to dig down past the cap band, grab top 2 bands, which are these 2 eye bands, loop them over, and then I'm going to go up this column. Got to make sure you're only grabbing the bottom bands each time. Okay, now I'm going to grab the other eye bands here. Don't worry about those loose bands or the tying bands, we'll take them off afterward. Oops. Okay, a band just broke, I can fix that. So if that happens, what you have to do is first you pull it off, you gotta take another one, you gotta double loop it. Put it on that peg, but then you have to go under here. You've got to grab it and bring it through where you're looping it. So you don't have to undo the whole head and redo it, you just have to bring that next one under all those bands that the other one would have gone through. That's all. Tips and tricks. Okay, now I'm going to tie off these ends with a different color than black. I'm going to use pink. Doesn't matter what color. Okay, and then I'm going to very carefully lift this off. It's going to look weird. You're going to wonder if you did it right, but hopefully you did. If you followed me, you did it right. Okay, so I'm going to adjust the eye. Yes, they are bent like that. They won't be once we're done, but for now they are. I'm going to take off the black tying bands, so the ones around the ears we can take off. Okay, so that's what we have so far. This weird face, this weird shaped forehead. Okay, now let's work on the upper jaw. So I'm going to take 2 white bands here, then I'm going to double loop 8 times. So double loop white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, now I'm going to take 2 bands at a time, going down 4 times on each side. So 2 bands there, 2 bands there, 2 bands there, 2 bands there. Let's do the other side. 2 bands there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. And now I have to double loop them now. So double loop. Okay, I'm going to take a white band and I'm going to cap off the end here by wrapping it around, creating 4 loops. And I'm going to double loop my white as the horizontals. All of them are double looped. Oh, except here, we're going to make the nose. Okay, so we're going to make the nose. So you're going to take a white band, and you're going to wrap it around your hook, creating 5 loops. Okay, then I'm going to double loop a white band, put that onto my hook, and pull this onto that double looped white. Push it down on my hook, then take a black band, wrap around, creating 5 loops. Reclaim the white like that. Okay, and I'm going to do that again for the other nostril. So taking a white, wrapping it around 5 times, double looping a white, pulling it on, pushing down, taking a black, wrapping it around, creating 5 loops, reclaiming the loops. Okay, so we have our 2 nostrils. Now I'm going to take another double looped band, I'm going to pull both nostrils onto the double looped band. Okay, wrap around. Okay, spread them apart. And then once you spread them apart, you want to try to grab 2 of the 4 bands in the center and wrap them around this peg. It doesn't matter which 2 you grab, really. Like that. Okay, simple enough, right? Okay, so now I'm going to dig under this cap band, grab the top double looped band, loop over, go back down, grab the next one, loop over, grab this one, loop up, gonna loop up again, 3, 4, up to there I believe. 4, 1, 2, yes. Okay, now this side I'm gonna loop up 1, 2, 3, 4 times as well. And same thing over here. This is gonna break. Don't break, please. Okay. Okay, so we've looped up to there. Now we're gonna take the forehead. We're gonna turn it so the eyes are bent like that. We're gonna turn it like this. We're not gonna go through the cap band here. We're gonna go through the first set behind the cap band. Push our hook up through those loops like that. Okay, so they're through the first set of loops in the center row. Okay, and we are going to attach it like this. Okay, so see how it's upside down? The eyes are facing that way. We are attaching it like that. Okay, around that peg. Then we want to dig down and loop up this double looped band. Okay, and loop up this set up to here. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to lift this slightly. Okay, so now it's resting off the peg. And now if we turn the head, we see the eye and the set of loops that the eye is on. We're going to grab those. So grab those loops that the eye is on, and those get wrapped around this peg. And then we loop up a set. Okay, same thing on the other side. Go around the eye bands. Wrap around that peg. Loop up once. Okay, I'm going to slowly lift this from the bottom just a little bit because we don't want to overstretch him, so I'm going to lift a little bit off from the bottom. His nostrils might pop upside down. Don't worry, we can fix that once we take them off. I'm just going to release up to there. Okay, now I'm going to go through the next set on the side, okay? So go through the loops the next set. I'm not going through the horizontal band, just the 4 loops. Wrap around, loop up. Same thing over here. Go through the 4 loops of the next set in line. Wrap around. Loop up. I'm going to lift up once more here. Pop the nostrils through the right side. Here we go. Oh, Falkor baby. Okay. Then I'm going to skip this next set and I'm going to loop up once more on each side. And then I'm going to attach the 3 loose ends of the forehead, these 3 ends that are tied off to these 3 pegs. So let's start with this one. It goes to this peg. And loop up. Okay. I'll lift up a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to go through the center. Loop that up. And the final sit on the side here. Make sure you're going around the loops and not through them. Okay, and then I'm going to tie off with black again. So a different color than what the tying bands are right here. So I'm going to do black again. Then I'm going to slowly lift him off, and then we can adjust him once we've lifted him off. His eyes might be popping through the wrong side. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it once we pull him off. Okay, so this is the top of the head. This eye needs to be popped up. There we go. There we go. There's his eyes. Little guy. Little baby. Aww. Alright, so now we gotta do the bottom jaw. It's so cute. I like that his ears are sticking out too. It's cute. Okay, let's do the bottom jaw now. Let me just take a look at my diagram and make sure I put it right. Hold on one sec, guys. Attach around here. 1, 2, 3. And then 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. I think I have that right. All right. Okay. So let's work on the bottom jaw. Oh, he's so cute. He's got big eyes. You can actually probably stuff the eyes into the forehead a little bit if they pop out too much. Oops. But don't worry about it too much. Cute. Okay. So I am taking 2 white bands at a time. Okay. Alright, and now I'm double looping the white down the center 4 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, and then I'm going to double loop twice down each side. So 1, 2, same thing on this side, 1, 2, double loop diagonally, okay, I'm going to cap off here by wrapping a band around, creating 4 loops as usual. I'm going to untangle these bands because they're a little twisted here. Okay, double loop band across there and across here. Alright, and then we are also double looping across the rest. Okay, So now, dig down past the cap band, loop up this diagonal and this one. I'm going to loop up this one here, and then this one, and then this one, and that one there. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So this one, then the diagonal, and 2 more going up. Okay, now I'm going to loop up the center. 2, 3, up to here. Now we're going to make the tongue. So grab your pink. Okay, we're going to wrap a band around the hook, creating 5 loops. Then we're going to double loop, pull that on, reclaim the double looped, take another double looped onto the hook, reclaim that, take another one, and another one. Okay, like that. Let's do one more. One more pink. Okay. We're going to place this right onto that peg there. So I wrapped it around, and then I'm going to loop up these bands here. Right. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to take my head and... Okay, so this is a little tricky here. We're going to look at the side of the head, and we want to pay attention to the jaw layer, okay? Not the forehead layer, the jaw layer. So we have this end that's tied off, and then we're going to count up 3 from that, so 3 sets. So here's the end that's tied off. Here's 1, 2, 3. So this third set is this one here. That's like kind of right next to the eye, pretty much. So once you've found that, you're going to wrap that set around this peg. And then you're going to loop up the next set. Okay? Let's do that on the other side. So here's the end set, which is the black. Then we have 1, 2, 3. This set, which is the set with the eyes on it. Oh, wait, that's not the right part. It's hard to find the upper part of it. Try to get 4 loops around, whether they're the right loops or not, just try. It's kind of tricky to tell which loops are the right ones, but just do your best. Okay, a loop up. Alright, I'm going to lift up a little bit from the bottom here. Okay. I'm going to go through the next set in line. Okay, so I wrapped that set around. This is tricky. You got to try to find the next set down there, which is going to be hard. You can only find the bottom set. Just wrap the bottom around. Okay. I think the top is kind of hidden in there. Just at least wrap the bottom's loops around. Okay, same thing on this side, so just if all else fails, just grab the bottom loops. Okay, then wrap up, or loop up. Alright, and then we are not attaching the final set to this, we are attaching the set next to the final set. I'm going to pull off this pink band here because it's in the way. Okay. Okay. So we have the set that the black band is tied through, and then we have the next set in line, which is the one I'm going to wrap around. Okay, like that, and loop up. Okay, same thing on this side. Here's the set with the black, and then the next set in line, which is these. Okay. We're not taking the whole thing off because we still have to tie off the end. Alright, I'm going to tie off with, I guess I'll do pink this time. I'm kind of rotating. Tie off these 3 ends with pink. And let's see how he looks. Tongue might be weirdly placed for now. Okay, so the tongue I want to pull through the jaw, so I'm going to do that. Oh, okay, so there's this tongue. And then we're going to pull off the pink bands in the top part of the head. So you have the 3 tying off the bottom, and then you have the 3 black tying off the top. So I just want to take off the hidden bands in the forehead that we don't need anymore, because I forgot to take them off before. So you should have 3 tying bands at the top and 3 at the bottom after this. Roar. There we go. Falkor, he's so cute. Alright, let's work on his legs. So his head is done. We're going to do his little legs. Okay, so yeah, the legs are pretty easy. What we're going to do, I'm going to take 3 white bands. Here. And 3 here. 3 here. 3 here. We're going to double loop a white between these 2 pegs, like that. We're going to take 3 white and 3 white again. 3 white again. 3 white again. 3 white again. Now I'm going to make a little elbow, so I'm going to take a white and I'm going to wrap it around my hook, creating 4 loops on the hook. Then I'm going to double loop a white onto my hook and pull that onto there, reclaim the end, and wrap that right around this peg. Okay, now we're going to make his foot. So I'm going to take a clear band for his claws, wrapping it, creating 5 loops on the hook. Take another clear band, pull the first one onto the second, reclaim the loops, take a white band, pull that onto there. Okay, that's 1 toe. Let's make the second. Clear band wrapped around, creating 5 loops. Double loop a clear. Pull on, reclaim. Take a double looped white. Pull on, reclaim. Take another double looped white. Pull on, reclaim. Okay, that's the second toe. Let's make the third. So clear band wrapped around 5 times. And a double looped clear. Pull on, reclaim, then a white. Pull that on there, reclaim, Now I'm going to take a double looped white onto my end, and I'm going to pull all 3 toes onto the double looped white. Push the double looped white down and stick your finger through the loop. Take 3 whites and wrap them around, creating 3 loops with them on the hook. Then reclaim the other loop back onto your hook. Then we are just taking 1 more double looped white, pulling everything onto it. And reclaiming it. Okay, so here is our little paw. I'm going to wrap these loops around this peg. So the paw is facing sideways. And I'm going to loop up, 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 up. Okay, and then you want to grab the top 3 bands here. Whoops. And these 3, and then these 3, and these 3. Okay, I'm going to tie off with a random color. I'm using pink. Alright, so that is going to be 1 leg. Let's take it off, see how it looks. There it is. The little elbow. You can pull the elbow out and it will help cause the leg to bend, which is good. It's got bent legs, okay? That's 1 leg. You're going to make 3 more, so you have a total of 4. Okay? Alright, so you have 4 legs and you have your head. We're going to do his neck next. Okay. So we're taking 2 white bands at a time. We're starting on the 5th peg to 6th peg in the middle, and we're just taking the 2 white bands and just going down the center. Make believe I'm everywhere. I have NeverEnding story stuck in my head. Figures. There upon the pages. Okay, now we are going to double loop our horizontals. All the horizontals in this part are double looped. Okay, now you're going to take your head, and we are attaching the top portion to here. Okay, so the bottom with the pink tied bands we are ignoring, and the top with the black tied bands, those are the ones we want to connect. So I'm sticking my loop through the first set here. We want to attach the head right side up. Go through the next set. Attach to there. And the final set to there. Okay, so I'm going to now just loop up all the columns. Okay, I'm gonna take a random color. Again, I'm just gonna use black. Tie off your ends. Oh, look at his little neck. And I can take off those black tying bands here. Yay, so cute. Oh, he's so cute. Haha. He's so cute. Okay, great. So now we're going to work on the body. Don't worry, we'll worry about the underside of the neck when we do the stomach, okay? Alright, so we are going to do the body. So this is going to be done in 2 parts, okay? I'm going to change my loom to the rectangular configuration. And I am just taking 2 bands at a time. Now here, if you want to put some clear bands on, you totally can. Like I might put some clear on every couple sets, put some clear on. But it doesn't matter, you don't have to. You can just use all white, it's not a big deal. Maybe I'll put some clear bands here. All right. Now, we're going to do the horizontals. Okay. I'm just going to use white for the horizontals. So we're just taking 2 at a time and stretching them across all 3 columns. And then I'm going to take 2 and stretch them just across these 2. This is not a double looped band, this is 2 bands just across those 2. Okay. Now I'm going to take my head and neck. I'm going to go through the center set. He is right side up. His head is right side up. Go through the center set and attach to this peg. And then this set on this side. Whoops. Attach to this set. Okay. Now I'm going to take one of my legs and I'm going to hold it like this. Okay, so the elbow is facing back and the toes are facing toward the head. I'm going to go through the first set here. Make sure you go through all 6 loops. Whoops. Go through all 6 loops and wrap them around this peg here. go through the other set and wrap them around this peg here. Again, make sure your toes are facing forward and the elbows facing back. Okay. Now, we're not attaching the back legs to this section. That'll be in the next extension that we do. Okay. I'm going to loop up this one. Okay, then I'm going to take 2 white bands and place them on that peg, and then loop up to them. Okay, take 2 white bands, place them on the next peg, loop up to them. Okay, and again. There's a method to the madness, trust me. You know exactly what I'm doing if you've done my projects like this before. These are very important, these bands. Don't skip this part. We're just laying 2 bands on each peg as we loom up. Okay, I don't think I want to attach the next set there. No, okay. Alright, now I'm going to go back down here and loop up these 2. Okay. Loop the diagonals here, and then I'm going to go back down and loop up these 2. And then the next 2. Okay, right over the leg. Okay, here I'm also looping up. But I lifted that leg up when I looped that part, okay? So it's not, the leg's not stuck underneath. Okay, now I'm going to take whatever color to tie off these 3 ends. I'm going to use black. Big shocker, right? Oh, I forgot to loop up this set here. Don't forget that set. Okay. Alright, let's take this off. This is half of the front part. Falkor, betray you. Oh, so cute. Okay. Alright, let's do the other half. You know what we want to do first, though, is we want to pull out the loose bands toward the center, like this, okay? And then we have the set that's kind of loose here. Not as loose, but you want to pull that out too, okay? We have a loose set here hanging out, okay? He's so cute. Alright, let's do the other half of the front. So, again, I can intersperse the white and the clear if I want to. So I want white here, maybe here, and here. Maybe I want some clear here. Clear and clear, and white, and white. Then we're taking 2 and going diagonally like that, okay? So now, you're going to take the other part of the body, okay? You know, we can take off these tying bands around the front legs. It'll flare full roar. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, so this loose end that we didn't attach to anything, we're going to go through those loops and attach them onto this peg here, okay? Then, I'm going to go in here, and this loose set that's not popping out as much as the others, okay, the horizontals, I'm going to wrap just around this one peg here. Then I'm going to loop up that set, okay? Then I'm going to take the first set of horizontal loops here, okay, that are sticking out a lot, and that goes to wrap around these two. Okay, and I'm going to also take the next one and wrap them around the next two like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my other front leg, or another leg, doesn't matter which one because they're all the same, whatever. Hold it this way so the elbow's facing back and the toes are facing this way. Go through the 6 loops in the front section, and that'll get wrapped right around this peg here. And then stick your loops through the back section and wrap around that set. Okay, now we want to loop these diagonals, okay, and then lift up the leg and loop up this next set. Okay, now go back in here and loop up these two and these two here. Alright, then we want to go through the next set of loose horizontals, wrap around the next 2 pegs. Make sure you don't miss any, okay, because that would not be good. I'm going to lift this up slightly. You can kind of lift them up slightly as you go. Oh, figures I missed a set. See, that stinks because I just missed a set in there. Even though I just told you not to miss a set. So I have to go back. I have to go back because I missed a set. You can skip ahead if you didn't miss the set. But yeah, now it's cut too late because I messed up. So I'm going to have to redo this part. Haha. Oh well. You want to make sure you don't miss any sets, and I did, so I have to fix that. Don't you just love me, guys? Haha. I'll make it quick. I will make it quick, guys. Don't worry. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying before. Attach this loose, the final loose end around the peg, and then you grab that semi-loose section in here and wrap around this one peg. Up. Okay, and then I have to grab the first loose set, the one that I missed the last time, wrapped around this set, and the next set is wrapped around this set. And now I'm going to attach the front leg to there. Okay. So anyway, see, if you miss a set, it's not the end of the world. You just have to go back to that part and fix it. That's all. Hopefully I didn't do it a second time. because I totally would mess it up again. Okay. Now, okay, we're going through the next set. Wrapping that around. Looping up. Okay, so it's kind of like a pattern here. We'll get it after a minute. Go through the next loose bands, wrap around the next 2 pegs. Loop up. Okay, grab the next 2. Wrap around the next 2. Loop up. Okay. Okay, at some point, I think after this I'm going to lift him up a little bit so I don't overstretch him. So I'm going to lift him up slightly. Atreyu! That's the way he shouts Atreyu's name when he's a baby. Atreyu! Arf! Okay, once you've done that, we are going to tie off the ends. And pull that off. Rawr! Oh, he's gonna be so cute. Little tiny Falkor. Little baby. I love mini things. I'm going to take off all the tying bands up in this area. Just leave the 5 at the bottom on, and also the 3 under the chin. You want to leave those on too. But all these we can take off. Arf, 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 arf. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Look at it, it's a baby Falkor. Ah! Oh, he's so cute. I get obsessed over my things, and I think they're absolutely adorable. So, sorry if it weirds anybody out. That's the way I talk to my things. Alright, let me just take a look at my diagram for a second here. Alright, I think I'm going to move that back 1 or 2. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So now, we're going to work on his back half, okay? So we have the other 2 legs ready. So I'm going to, it's kind of like similar to what we just did before, in 2 parts. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 bands and I'm going to start on the 4th to 5th peg. So 4th to 5th here, okay? I'm going to go all the way down. Okay, again, we can grab some clear bands and mix those in there as well. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. I keep wanting to play with him. Instead of doing this tutorial, I'll just pause and make you all wait while I play with the little half Falkor. I'm so weird. You know what? It's good to be a kid sometimes. It is good to be a kid sometimes and to just bring out your inner child. Okay. 3. Put some clear bands here, maybe. Oh, Alright, I'm going to take 2 white bands at a time, place them across like that, across like that. Again, they are not double looped. Okay, take 2 bands across here, 2 across here, 2 across there, 2 across there, 2 across there. Okay. So cute. Alright, take another leg. In this leg we are going to be, again, holding it this way so the claws are that way and the elbows that way. Go through the first set of loops here. These get wrapped around this section. And the next set of loops, we are going to wrap around this section like that. Okay? Now we're going to take his body. Again, he is right side up. Go through the middle set and wrap it around this peg here. Go through the next set, wrapped around this peg. And this set, wrapped around this peg. Okay, so again, I'm taking 2 white bands at a time on the edge here. So let's loop up onto those 2 white bands, grab 2 more, put them there, loop up. Okay, grab 2 more, put them here. Oops. Loop up. 2 more there. Up. 2 here. Loop up. 2 there. Loop up. Oh, and then, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, we don't need these 2. So just lift up the 2 bands you looped and take them off. We don't need them there. Just kidding. Like that. Alright, let's loop up this side section. And lift the leg. Keep going. Okay. Go in here. Okay, take 2 bands of any color. I'm going to take black again. Tie off your ends. Okay, cute. It's gonna be so cute. Okay, take off the 2 bands around the leg. So we don't need those anymore. Alright, and now we're gonna do the other half, okay, of the back area. First, let's pull out all these loose bands, like we did in the other part. Okay, like that. And even these here are gonna be pulled. Okay, like that. Alright, let's do the other back half. So, the 4th to the 5th peg here, it would go here. So we're going to take our guy, these two loose ends here, he's right side up, these two loose ends here, we are attaching onto these pegs. Okay, I'm going to take the first set of loose bands, wrap around these two, and I'm going to loop up. Again, we want to make sure we don't miss any sets, okay? Alright, let's do the next one. Wrapped around those two, loop up. Okay, wrap the next two around, and the next two as well. Alright, now, oops, make sure that doesn't overlap onto that peg like that. Okay, now we're going to take our other back leg and we are attaching it onto this peg and this peg. Okay, so again, hold it so the elbow is facing that way and the claws are facing forward. Go through the 6 loops. That. Get on there, fool. Like that. Perfect. Alright, once I've done that, I can loop up this set, and this set, and this set, and lift up the leg, and this set. Yay. And I'm going to wrap this final really loose set around these two. Loop down, loop up, loop down here, loop up. Okay, I'm going to lift him up a little bit because we don't want to overstretch him. So just lift him up a little bit. Okay. And now we are taking the first set of the semi-loose bands in here and just wrapping it around that peg. Then you're going to loop up diagonally here and straight up here. Okay. Find the next set of semi-loose bands, wrap around this peg here, loop up once, and then the final set of semi-loose bands goes right around this peg there, and then you loop up there, and then loop up here, grab a time band, tie it off. Hee hee! And he's so cute! Alright, take off all the tying bands except for the 3 here at the tail and the 3 under the chin. Okay? And then we will work on his tail, and then we just have the tummy, and then we're done. Hey! Should be so cute. Little baby Falkor. And these tying bands are a pain in the rear end. Okay, yay, he's so cute, I can't wait to be done with him. Alright, let's do his tail. Alright, so, I'm taking 3 white bands at a time here. Okay, I'm going to put them in the middle, grab 3 more, grab 3 more, and 3 more. Okay, now I'm going to take 2 at a time. Alright. Taking two, wait, you know what? You can change some of these to clear. I totally wasn't thinking. I'm just going to change a couple of these sets to clear bands just so it's consistent. Maybe clear here. Maybe clear here. Maybe I want this one to be clear. Yeah, sorry about that. I just don't want it to be like weird looking. Okay. Take double looped white, stretch it across the sets of two. Oops. Oh, I almost knocked my coffee onto the floor. That would not be good. Alright, now, actually this one I'm going to double loop this set here. Double loop. Right there. Okay. Grab your dude, and we're going to attach the 3 loose ends onto these 3 pegs, but first I'm going to undo the tying band as I attach. Okay, so attach these loops here, push down as far as you can, as far as it'll go, because we don't want these to come off, okay? Wrap these around and push down. Wrap these around and push down. I'm going to lift up the top 2 bands on each set in order, and I'm going to take 2 white bands and stretch them across here. If we don't do that, the tail's going to have a weird kink looking thing in it, and we don't want that. So we want to make sure we put the horizontal band in there. Alright, now let's loop up the center once. We're going to loop up twice on each side. Oops, grabbed the wrong bands there. We want to start on the right, or to you I think it's the left side, but this side we want to grab these 2 first. Okay, let's loop all the way up here. Okay, I'm going to take my hook and pull it off instead of tying off the end. Okay. Oh, perfect. Alright, now I'm just going to tie a couple double looped whites on. So I'm going to double loop a white, pull it on, reclaim, double loop another white, pull on, reclaim, double loop another white, pull on, reclaim, and one more, double loop. Oops. Okay, let's see how that looks. Let's put a couple more on. Okay, now I'm going to take a white and I'm just going to do a slip knot at the end. Hey, he's so cute. Alright, so now we're going to hide this loop. Hold on, my thing seems to have frozen on me. Always does this to me. Okay, cool. Alright, we're gonna, sorry about that, my computer freaks me out sometimes. We're gonna hide this loop into the tail by zigzagging it back through. Okay, so I'm just going to zigzag it till it disappears. And then we will do the stomach. Yay. Okay, cool. Alright, so now we're going to do the stomach. So we still have these 3 tied bands under the jaw, which is good. Alright. So I'm just putting him aside temporarily. Alright, so grab your loom. Yes, the stomach is annoying, but it's got to be done. So just take 2 bands at a time. We're doing this in about 2.5 sections. Okay, here's the first section. Just take 2 bands at a time all the way down the middle. I didn't put any clear bands on the stomach of the adult one, so I'm not going to put any clear bands on the stomach of this one either. We're going to do 5 sets on each side of doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 on the other side. Okay. Now we're going to double loop the rest of the way down on the sides. This will help keep the neck from looking too thick, I think. Well, we'll see. Ha ha ha. Mwah ha 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 ha. I don't really know how it's going to turn out. Okay, now I'm going to take 2 at a time, stretch them across like this, and 2 more. Alright, now I'm going to double loop singles, stretch them across like this. Okay, whew. We're going to take him, okay, we want to attach the 3 loose ends on this chin to these 3 pegs. It doesn't matter whether he's facing this way or this way, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to go through the first set of loops here, wrap around here, okay, I'm going to go through the center set of loops, wrap around here, and final set here, wrap around here. Alright, now I'm just going to take some white bands and lay them on the edge. This is important because we will be using these to attach the stomach to the rest of the body. So I'm just laying them over the pegs, 1 on each. dig down and loop up that column. My hand might be blocking the screen. All I'm doing is looping up as if those bands aren't there, but we want them to stay. Kind of like how we did the body before with the loose bands. Okay, I'm going to go up the center. Okay, and then we're going to put the bands on the other side as well. Okay, and we will loop up those bands. Oops. Okay, tie off your ends. Make sure you get through the loose bands as well, through the center of them. Okay, I'm pulling all the bands outward, to the sides. Baby, it's gonna be so cute. Alright, we can take off the 3 loose bands around the chin finally. Okay, and now we're going to work on the rest of this. Okay, so, alright, so we have to do another entire section just straight up. Alrighty, here we go, just filling up the entire thing. From top to bottom. We're getting there. Yay. Alright, horizontals, just white bands across. Okay. Now I'm going to attach the loose ends of the stomach onto these 3 pegs here. Make sure you get that loose loop on the 2 edges around the peg. Doesn't matter if he's upside down or right side up. Okay, I'm going to loop all the way up the center. Okay, and then I'm going to put the loose bands on the edges again here. Let's just start with one side first. Okay, pulling all my bands to the side. Alright, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Don't worry, we're almost there. Okay, let's see. We're going to start on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th peg in the middle. 2 bands that way, 2 bands this way. Two bands down, 2 bands down. Double loop. I'm going to double loop this one here. Double loop here. Double loop here. And double loop here. Ah, my fingers are sore from double looping. Alright, attach your 3 ends to these 3 pegs. Lining up the center once. Then I'm going to take a white band and put it here, loop up to here. Okay, take another one over on this side, and then loop up the other diagonal, like that. Alright, put a loose one there. Loop up. Loop up. Okay, and then I'm just going to take 2 loose bands and tie a slip knot with them. The end here. Yay! Take off the tying bands. And we no longer need our loom, we just need our hook and some stuffing and wire if you want to do that. We'll stuff him up as we attach this. So if you have the fiber fill, we will be stuffing him as we go. Alright. So, time to attach the tummy. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure all the loose bands are pulled out on the edge. Don't miss any. Just double check that. Okay. I'm going to turn him so he's right side up. And I'm going to go through this first set of double bands. So you have like his head is mostly double looped here, but then it starts to turn into double bands here. So I'm going to go through, from the top, go through that set of the double bands. And then you're going to rotate him, and you have this first loose band on the side. We're going to pull that through those double bands, okay? Push that down on your hook, then we're going to go through the next set of double bands and pull the next band through those as well as the first band. Push that down on your hook, go through the next set, pull the next band through, stitch it on. That's all we're doing is just attaching. Okay, you can go nice and slow if you have to. Just that. Can't really tell why that's like that, but whatever. Okay. Just continue. Oops. Try not to miss any bands. That time I missed one. I pulled the wrong one through. Okay, we are focusing on the bands at the edge. Okay, we're only pulling them through the edge sets. Oops. Lower. So you might have to lift up your leg to get underneath. Okay. I have one set left plus, and then the tied bands at the end, so I'm gonna... You want to stop when you have 2 sets left, plus the tied bands. So, alright, so I have 2 sets, 2 bands left plus the tied bands on this side. So when it's like that, then I'm going to, instead of pulling it through the top set, I'm going to pull it through the set on the edge. So the same set you would have pulled through, but just you're going through the edge loops instead of the top loops. And then the final one, we're just going to go through the bottom set. Okay, and then we're going to pull one of the tied bands through half of the middle set here. Okay? Hopefully that was understandable. If not, it's not a big deal. If you do it a little differently, it'll look fine. I'm just like a perfectionist like that. Alright, now as I do this other side, if I have the fiberfill, I'm going to be stuffing him up as I go. So again, going through the first set of the regular bands from the top, pulling the first loose band through that. Okay, and then just continuing. Just want to be consistent, make sure you go in order, and you always pull through the top set. Don't rotate between the bottom, middle side, you always want to just go through the top. I'm not going to stuff his neck because his neck is already thick enough without stuffing. So I'm going to wait till I get more of the body stitched, and then I'm going to stuff the body. Okay, so I've done part of the body, now I'm going to stuff a little bit in there. You want to make sure you stuff it before you close them up, obviously. So you want to continue until you have 2 sets left plus the tying band. Then we'll do the same thing we did on the other side, so I have to do one more. Okay, and now instead of going through the top, I'm going to go through this side of the set. And I'm going to go through the bottom of the set here. And then I go through the other half of the set and pull the tying band through that. Alright, and reclaim the tying band from the other side. So now I have 2 tying bands here. Oh, but I needed to stuff him up more. Darn it. Grrr, I forgot to stuff him. See, you get so into it that you're like, you want to finish it up, and then it's like, and you're like, oops, I forgot to stuff him. Can't have a half-stuffed Falkor, that would be so silly. You don't want to overstuff, so make sure you don't put too much in there. Okay, so anyway, he's stuffed and we have the two ends. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take them both in the same finger. And I'm going to stick my hook into the rear end, out through where the bands are, pull them through randomly. Doesn't really matter where you pull them through, honestly. Okay, and then you just want to C-clip them and stuff them back into the rear end. And there you have them. Okay, and there's your little Falkor. If you want to wire him up, you totally can. Okay, but he's so cute. And here is his daddy. Yay, daddy! So we have a 1 Loom Falkor and a 2 Loom Falkor, so definitely make them both and show me pictures on Facebook and Instagram. Nancy, I hope that you made him. He was probably very simple for you to make, as even your designs are similar to mine, so he was probably a piece of cake for you. But I wish everybody else luck who was making him or who made him already. Good job. Alright, so definitely check out my Facebook and Instagram, see the links in the description. Also, my Etsy shop is in the description if you want to buy original creations from me. I may or may not put up, like, the Falkors and Saphiras at some point, but we'll see. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed making your little baby Falkor. Yay! Have a good day, everyone.